And then he suddenly said to me, I really want to you. How much do you want? You know things about to go down. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Shia. I'm a transgender woman and also entrepreneur living in China. So I haven't done a story time video for a while. I think the last time I did one was like the sugar daddy popped up in my birthday party, that one. I wasn't like so active previously on YouTube, but like recently I started like uploading like weekly. So yeah, if you like my content, then definitely consider subscribing to the channel, and let's get the video started. So today I'm gonna share Today I'm gonna share two stories with you guys. The first story I'm gonna share is about this black guy that I met in a bar in my city. So this story happened quite recently. I think it happened like a year ago, because at the time I remember I had my gender confirmation surgery done already. By the way, I have documented my entire surgery in Thailand. If you're interested, click on somewhere on the top. So yeah, this story happened a year ago, and I was not quite much into clubbing and alcohol and the party life. I was not too much into it at the time, but I remember that day I had a client meeting, I think, and then after that I was kind of feeling bored, and my friends, they were like out and they were like asking me where I was, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna pop by, I'm just gonna go there to meet up with them, and then like maybe we can just dance for a little bit and then go home. And that's basically why I went to the bar in the first place, to meet my friends. So among all these friends, there was this one girl. She's also a transgender woman, and we are like kind of friends. I was just like with them, and she was like dancing a lot, like that's just her thing. And then I was just like walking around, I met someone there, I met someone here, like because I have this branding agency. It's really hard to not to meet anyone I know. Basically, I was just meeting people, talking to them like, how are you, chit-chatting, yada yada yada, that kind of stuff. And when I was just walking from one side to the other side, there was this guy. So I was like walking like this to my friends, and this black guy, he was like drinking beside his table, but he's like not far away from me. And I guess he saw me or something, and he was like, oh, she seems beautiful and she's tall and like she's curvy and like I wanna bang her. So he came up to me and he tried to talk to me, and I remember the first line he said to me was, I love you. I love you. And I was just standing there, I was like,
that's suspicious. That's weird.
Excuse me?
And you want to know what else is funny?
And he's like, oh, you don't need to worry about me. You see, I'm married. And he was wearing a ring, a wedding ring on his finger, and he showed it to me. He was like, oh, you should not worry. Like, I'm just telling you that you're beautiful, you're this and that, and I have no bad intention. And I was just like, whatever. Like, he wanted me to dance with him, but I did not want to get any closer to him, but he was like really trying to. The bar is like a small place, it's not like a large club or something, it's just like a small place. He was really trying to get close to me. He was like trying to put his hand on me. I'm like, bye. So I went back to the crew, and basically I was already feeling like a little bit uncomfortable with the situation I was in, and I really just wanted to go home. I did not plan to stay long anyway, so I was like already like trying to say goodbye to all those friends that I met in the place. And there was this one guy as well from that group of friends, and he was like trying to get laid as well, and he was like, I want to come home with you and stuff like that. I'm like, no. And I even said to my girlfriends, I was like just control him, like, and the girl said to me like he has a girlfriend, and I was like, men are trash. Like, two men who tried to have something with me that night. One had a wife, one had a girlfriend. The world is hopeless. That's what I was thinking. So anyway, I said goodbye to everybody. I was like, you know, really just gonna go home, and I was slowly walking out, and the black guy that was like saying I love you to me, I don't know if he was like following me or something. We just bumped into each other outside of the bar, and he was asking me like, oh, like where are you going, like, you know, come and chill with me. I was like, no, I'm not feeling well, like I have work tomorrow, blah blah blah, I want to go home, I want to sleep. That's with, you know, all those, you know, excuses that I could think of. And he was like, oh, I have a car, I can drive you home, like where do you live, you know, it's very convenient for me to drive you home. And being a cheap hoe, I said okay. Just because I wanted to save the taxi money. Never ever do something like this like I did. Never go into a car of a stranger's. Don't. Just don't. It's very dangerous. You don't know what's going to happen, especially when you clearly know that he has his eyes on you. He wants to have something for the night. But yeah, being a cheap hoe, I said yes. So I got into the car, and because I kind of also realized that we actually we are kind of like neighbors. Like his place is like not far from my house. So I was like, okay, but I just want to make it super clear that I'm not going home with you. I'm not doing anything with you. You know. He's like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. Like I was so naive. And then I got into the car and we were driving, and when it was about to head to my home, like that direction, I noticed that he took a turn, and I quickly realized that I've never seen this place before. So I was panicking. I asked him like, where is this? And then he suddenly said to me, I really want to f you. How much do you want?
I really want to f you. How much do you want?
He said to me, how much do you want? And I was like, but I don't do that. Like, who do you think I am? I don't do that, you know? And then he was like, oh, I can pay you, no problem. How much money do you want, you know? And he started from the price 1,000 RMB, which is about and I was like, no, I really don't do that. No matter how much money you want to pay, it's just not me. And he's like, okay, now I'm gonna give you 5,000 RMB. Come home with me. 5,000 RMB would be about $800. You'll be 800 US dollars, about that number, and which is a lot of money. But still, I was like, no, like just you know, drop me home, please. Like I don't want to do that. Then he started touching me. He was not backing up. He was just going all the way in. He was like, I'm having you tonight. You're coming home with me no matter what. So he's like, mind you, I'm like 5'9", and he's like much taller and bigger than me even. And I was in the car. I was like, you know, like was like, don't touch me. Like I'm getting so uncomfortable. Like don't touch me. Don't touch me. Luckily though, since I live in a big city, even though it was like super late at night, there were like cars, you know, driving around, and there were like people walking around. And he kind of realized that it was not going anywhere, so I completely lost this part of the footage. But basically, he realized that it was not going anywhere, like he was not gonna have me. So we started like chit-chatting, and then at one point he started like insulting the trans girl that I mentioned earlier, because she was quite out there. Like a lot of people in the club industry, let's say, know that she's a trans woman. So he knows that as well. So he started like insulting her, saying a lot of bad things about her. At that point, I was like, okay, like this is enough for me to hear, because I'm also a trans woman myself. I do not want anybody, especially him, to think like I am like her, or I am like one of those messed up people, like especially when I'm in his car, you know. I just quickly said goodbye. I was like, just please, like just drop me home, like this is enough for today. I'm like getting really tired. You know what happened at the end? He did not drive me home. He dropped me right there, and then he said to me, oh, you know, it's not this place it's not so far from your house. You can just take a taxi home. I was so mad at that moment, but at the end, you know, I deserved that, you know. Like, again, like I said, never ever go into a car of strangers. You're gonna regret that. So this second story happened with this American guy. We matched on Tinder, and we added each other's WeChat, and then we started talking, you know, just like any other random, normal, regular dating stories. So yeah, we were like just chit-chatting for like a day or two, and then he works in Tencent, which is a very decent Chinese company here, and I think he's on like a higher position, like a manager or something, I don't know. But he seems to be like a, you know, like a decent guy, and so I was just enjoying my time and talking to him, and we were just saying good morning and good night and getting to know each other. And since he was liking a lot of my previous posts, I just automatically assumed that he has figured out himself that I'm a trans woman. So I was like, when he asked me if you want to come out and chill, I was like, oh yeah, sure, cool, no problem. And at that time I also wasn't thinking about like starting like a very serious relationship, because at that time I just broke up with my ex-boyfriend. So I was really just thinking about like just, you know, finding someone and just having something for a night. And I wasn't really like being so careful. I wasn't thinking too much about this guy I was going to meet. So anyway, I said yes, we can meet, and we agreed to meet him after his work, because he's, like I said, he's kind of on the manager position in this big Chinese company. So he got off from work pretty late, and I met him right below his building, his apartment. So we went to 7-Eleven, we bought some drinks and stuff, and then we came to his apartment. We sit down, and then like we started like talking, you know, just like normal regular conversations. And then he was telling me that, oh, you're so beautiful, you're so much like my type, and we want to get to know you, something like that. Like, he really seems to be like a decent guy. He was talking to me in like a very like gentleman kind of tone. You know, we were like really having fun talking, and then we were eating stuff, drinking as well. And at one point, I think we were a little bit tipsy, because at the time I was already like really just slowing down with alcohol and stuff. So like I could not drink that much. So at the time I already knew that I was a little bit tipsy. I think he was asking me something about like what I was doing, what do I do in Guangzhou, like my job and my career and this and that. So I started like talking about myself and also the surgery, this and that. And then all of a sudden he's like, wait, what surgery? You know, that surgery? What surgery? You know things about to go down. I was like, my gender confirmation surgery? I thought you knew. And his face just dropped. He was like, what did you say? I was like, oh, shit. Like, I thought you knew. And he was like, oh, you never told me. But it's everywhere on my WeChat and Facebook and Instagram. And he was like, yeah, it's probably my bad. I didn't like look into it. It wasn't like, you know. And then it was really awkward because he did not know. And I was already in his apartment. We were already a little bit tipsy. Things were about to happen. And then I dropped this bomb. And then we were just silent for like a few seconds, looking at each other and be like, so what do we do now? But anyway, at the end, he was acting really nice. We were chatting, we were talking about this being trans situation in China, and talking about work and stuff. And then, you know, that thing happened at the end. He was cool with it and I was fine with it. And then like from the next day we never talked to each other again. I mean, which was what I was expecting. Like, I was really not looking for like a serious relationship. But yeah, I would say he was a very nice guy. We did not like delete each other right after, something like that. Like, no drama, no tea. Like, but still, like, when he realized that, and the way, like, y'all should have seen his face. Y'all should have seen his face. You know, it was just so awkward. So that's why like these days whenever I go out with someone, I always make sure that he knows. Or if I'm not looking for something serious, I would still make sure that he's fine with, you know, the LGBT stuff and, you know, like being open-minded enough. So yeah, that's the 2 stories for today's video. If you guys like storytime videos like this, then definitely leave a like and comment down below and let me know, and maybe I will come up with part 2 soon. I have a lot of stories. Your girl has a lot of stories in the past. Yeah, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Okay, both of you, listen to me. We should love each other. We are a family, okay? Scooby, you're the big brother. Garfield, you are the little brother. Love each other and stop fighting.